This is another really strange video of a security camera, which was monitored by a security guard. He was looking at the camera system, which was surveilling the museum he was working in. He stated that he saw a weird shadow walking around, which initially caught his attention, and he started recording it off of his screen. There were some people enjoying the exhibition still. However, a semi-transparent shape seemed to pop up randomly. He had never seen something like that before. There was also a strange orb. In the end, it's not really clear what was captured that day. The following video was sent by John M, and he tells me that it was recorded by a security camera outside a home in the United States. It was said that the house had several false motion alarms during the past several nights, and nothing was really ever captured on there before. However, this night was different. Something was showing up on the video material this time. It looks like a person with possibly a hood on of some sort, but what's really strange is that the person seems to be disappearing into thin air. Are we looking at just a camera glitch here, or is there more going on than that? It is odd that the motion alarms were triggered the nights prior though, right? Who knows? The following clip was forwarded by Mordem X, and he tells me that it was recorded during a family gathering in South America. The aunt of the two little boys was recording them at the time, as they were playing around with a tricycle. Nothing weird happened that day, nothing that was really noticed at least. However, when the woman was checking the video later with her husband, they found something really strange popping up in the mirror. The woman stated that nobody was standing behind her and that everybody else was sitting at the table at the time. So how do we explain this head popping up? Was it something paranormal? Maybe a deceased family member? This video was sent by Max, and it features Mexican security guard Francisco Ojeda. Gets quite disturbed one night during one of his shifts. He works in a facility, and he stated that he had never come across these strange events before. Let's see.
Se escuchan cosas, güey, y no mames, se escucha la puta regadera, güey, del puto baño, güey. No mames.
Apparently noises are the cause for his distress, and when he enters the washroom, he can capture even more.
No mames, Cuchi, güey. No seas ojete, güey. No mames. No mames, güey. Hay alguien, güey. No mames. No mames. No mames.
A pale face is peeking around the corner, seemingly looking at Francisco. Is it paranormal related though? And was it the cause for the many odd noises on the premises? If it isn't anything mysterious, maybe it was just a colleague or some Photoshop. Who knows? Thanks for watching, guys. The next video we are looking at was shared by Rick, and it was recorded in the home of a man who was living there with his wife. His security system is mounted at the entrance door to monitor the entrance area. He was receiving a parcel today and the motion sensor triggered this recording. We can see his wife sitting in the back on the couch. What's really unsettling though is that somebody else seemed to be sitting right next to her. Some people say that they can see a really creepy woman. But how is that possible? Both of them are really scared after seeing that. I mean, who wouldn't be? The following is an update of the bone-chilling dogman encounter that has surfaced last week. The same man kept finding this creature in the woods right in front of his house, and yet again he could pull out his phone and record this weird creature, which, as stated before, seems to be some form of dog creature. Isn't this simply terrifying? We will keep an eye open for even more of these encounters. The following is a recording that was sent to me by Thomas, and he found it in the paranormal section of Reddit. The story is that the following couple woke up to some really scary activity in their home. As you can tell, they were more than uneasy, and recording these incidents were one of the only things they could think of at the time.
Threw a coat on the floor.
And they planned on sharing it with Reddit. It all started with some unsettling banging noises, and the man recorded, which is why this man started recording. Besides items that were thrown around, whatever this entity is also seems to be opening doors.
Did you see that?
A creepy face is peeking out of the door, shortly before the recording ends. Unfortunately, not much else is known about it. In my opinion, I believe this to be a creepy video project. At least I hope so. Wouldn't you agree? There's not much backstory as to what is going on in these relatively dark clips. But what we do know is that the man documenting is entering an abandoned apartment unit, and it appears that he desperately needs to retrieve some important files that have been left there. If it was his own apartment unit, however, is unknown. Let's take a look. Something must have startled him. But take a look at this. This is one of the last frames of his first video. It looks to me as if something is kneeling behind the orange steps. Can you see it too? How creepy. This video was captured by two friends who were on their way to another friend, who based on their statements was living in a rural area outside of town. After hearing some unexplained screams in the distance, one of them pulled out his phone to record what was going on, and indeed, he seemed to have captured a really odd creature in the distance.
Wait a second, I think I see a...
Someone?
I thought I seen a big buck or something. Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is it a buck?
What is that?
Dude, that's...
Some people speculate that this is another sighting of the ray creature, which is said to be home to these areas. Could that be so? It's really hard to say what exactly was captured that day. Or should I say night? If it wasn't just a setup by a friend or so, maybe we are looking at something mysterious here. Following video was sent to me by uploader Xavier6909. And it features a terrifying shadow apparition that he could capture on video one day. Xavier is the owner of a house in which he does not live, but strictly uses it for storage. Once in a while, they also use it for band practice. He says that many creepy things have been happening in there, and that people see and hear things that do lack any kind of explanation. Apparently, those things even happened during band practice. They had to stop several times in the past when hearing weird noises, and members of Xavier's group saw somebody walking behind him, when nobody else but them was there at the time. One day, he started recording to document some water damage that had been taking hold of two of the rooms in there. And while he was walking through the rooms, something was coming through the basement door and looking down the hallway at him.
That is the spot in the living room I was telling you about. I've got the leak fixed. If you can see the tile is damaged. I'm going to have to get some new tile. But that's one spot. And then another spot right here. That's the worst spot.
You may have missed it right now, but before we take another look, let's take a peek at the basement door just moments after this incident.
Sections of tile there, and then back here we got. Oh, and check this out. Look what I saw on the ground. That is wooden paint from there. That door has been sealed up. It's not. I've not opened it since I've been here. It's been sealed. Got caulk and stuff, but I got to get a door. I want to get that fixed. And then, of course, we've got.
Check out the basement door in the back. Nothing is obstructing it, nor is there any items placed. Right, so the view should be clear, just like the way we see it here. However, when Xavier pans the camera for the first time, there is a black object coming out of that door. Coincidentally, he thought he might have heard some strange noises at the time, stemming from the kitchen. Something is clearly peeking out of that door, but what is it? Xavier also mentions that this thing seems to be morphing, and I agree. Maybe that's even more proof that he is dealing with a paranormal entity here. He's asking for your help and hopes to find some ideas in the comments. So, if you have some good suggestions, please share. I definitely think there's more going on with this house. Guys, the following video stems from Inglefield Green in England and features one of the supposedly most haunted places in the area, the Inglefield Hall. It was built as a coffee house in the 1800s. During the Second World War, it served as a sanctuary for people in need. Later, it reopened as a school and was used for many years as such. In 1963, it closed its doors for good, and it took another 30 years until new owners remodeled the place into a social club. Ever since, there's countless reports of paranormal activity and strange sightings that keep the workers, employees, and even the club's customers on edge. From shadow figures that are being seen regularly to inexplicable noises, Inglefield Hall has it all. Some people swear that they even saw the spirit of a young girl roaming the halls of this old building. A lot of paranormal history, if you ask me. Jeff Young, a paranormal investigator who shares his explorations on his very own YouTube channel, probably thought the same, which is why he and his colleague Phil traveled to Inglefield Hall to investigate these claims. They had the building all to themselves the following night and started the investigation in the main hall.
Phil? Was that you? Phil?
That was something that moved. But I don't know where. It's not Phil because he's upstairs. To find out who is here, as the visitors and people that work here have seen you. So if you can hear my voice, can you tell me your name, please? Perhaps you're a child from the war that was brought here. Noises from the stage area, Phil.
Yeah.
There was knocking.
Yeah, definitely. That wasn't the wind.
Noises from the stage area, Phil.
But what's even stranger is the voice recording, which was picked up by Phil's recorder at the time. Perhaps the voice of a child.
An EVP of a child's voice is received saying, "Mummy." Here is the audio enhanced.
While both of them keep investigating in the main hall, their stationary camcorder captures something rather interesting on the first floor.
Whilst Phil and I are on the ground floor, up on the first floor, our static cam is capturing the door to room 3 opening and closing as something decides to make itself known.
Whilst Jeff and Phil were unaware of this incident, which transpired just above them, there seemed to be something with them in the main hall at this point, and our 2 investigators might have captured more than what they had expected.
Hello? Whoa.
Something seemed to be running at them, full speed. A really creepy encounter. Little did they know, another stationary camcorder, which was placed in the main hall, captured the following, which appeared to be unfolding right next to them. An apparition can be seen as it passes by the door here. Was this thing possibly responsible for all the footstep noises that can be heard? What do you think? Perhaps you should check out the whole 2-part investigation on Jeff's channel.